It's fair to say that tonight sparks the start of a huge few weeks for Dave Rennie's Warriors as they attack on two fronts, looking to strengthen their hold on the top of the conference at Guinness Pro 14 with the significant carrot of a European quarter-final rendezvous with Saracens dangled just 7 days away. The Cheetahs have not scaled the heights of last season's debut campaign this time out, but boy, they're a threat with the ball. They've only scored 4 tries fewer than the table toppers this season, but their frailties in defence have seen them concede 28 more tries than tonight's hosts. Work to do. Tian Mayer takes over the captaincy with Upa Mahochi currently injured, and Cheetahs head coach Franco Smith makes 6 changes to the side who lost 19-7 against Leinster last time out as they play their final game on the road this season. 5 of the changes are up front. Charles Murray and Marnus van der Merwe come into the front row. Sintu Manjesi slots in alongside ever-present Paul Steenkamp. Dan Martin's in 6 and Henkel Fenter fills the number 8 jersey for his first start of the season. Behind the pack, Malcolm Yar replaces Louis Fouchier at fullback. The experienced Tian, Schoeman and Mayer run the show from half-back. Do also keep an eye out for Rabs Makswani on the left wing. 13 tries already this season sees them 5 clear at the top of the sharpshooters standings. The Warriors have timed their charge to the top of the conference perfectly, thanks to a return of 19 points from a possible 20 during their 4 recent matches over the Six Nations period. And Dave Rennie has a squad building in confidence and health in their quest for silverware this season. Warriors co-captain Callum Gibbons takes sole charge of his side tonight, with his sidekick Ryan Wilson continuing his recovery from injury. A Super Rugby winner with the Hurricanes in New Zealand. He is back from injury himself tonight after a 12-week absence. Timely indeed. Gibbons is one of 2 changes to the pack, who won handsomely against Zebre last time out. The other comes at hooker, where Fraser Brown is thrust straight into action, having had a run-on impact against England last week. His first appearance here at Scotstoun for over 5 months. Behind the pack, there are a further 2 changes. Peter Horn is at 10 as one half of an experienced decision-making pairing, and Fijian favourite Nico Matawalu adds menace and mystery outside a youthful midfield duo of McDowell and Steyn. The rugby family here at Scotstoun will now pause for a moment as thoughts go out to those affected by the atrocities in Christchurch 8 days ago.
In last week's tragic event in Christchurch, New Zealand, as the rugby world unites behind the people of Christchurch.
Rugby is just a game after all, and they are seeing the 2 sides about to go into battle and the officials uniting was something very, very special.
Remember, it is a family environment, so we're just seconds away from kickoff.
Our man in the middle tonight is George Clancy, taking charge of his 10th Pro 14 game of the season and 112th overall. He boasts one of the lowest average penalty counts in the Pro 14 and is the least likely to use his cards. He's assisted tonight by Dunks McClement and Andrew Brace. Our TMO is Brian McNeice. It's going to be the Cheetahs to get us underway. The conditions are perfect here at Scotstoun, only the slightest breeze which the Cheetahs will play into. And it's going to be Tian Schoeman to get us underway. Alongside me this evening, former Springbok Tinas Delport and the king of Glasgow, Al Kellick. Gents, 2 sides who love to play with ball in hand. We're in for an exciting encounter tonight.
Especially with these conditions, Rory. It should be quite an exciting game. It's a hard underfoot conditions with the artificial turf. And the Cheetahs, one thing they can do is score from the counter-attack. So expecting some fireworks in a chilly evening at Scotland Park.
You mentioned it's the business end of the season, Rory. It absolutely is. And Glasgow coming off a great spell over the course of the Guinness Six Nations. 19 out of 20 points, better than anybody else within the two conferences. So they'll be taking a lot of confidence in tonight's game. Callum Gibbons coming back, Fraser Brown coming back. So as Tina says, I'm sure we're in for a great game.
So it's a little bit messy from the line out, but direct carry from Dries Swanepoel. Big, powerful inside centre. As the Cheetahs look to start this game with a bang. Marnus van der Merwe just losing his footing on this artificial surface there. Charles Marais on that occasion. Tian Meyer, skipper tonight at scrum half. There's a carry through the middle, second carry from van der Merwe, the hooker. Here's Nonkontwana.
Cheetahs are starting.
Charles Marais again.
Cheetahs starting very, very direct, going straight through the middle of Glasgow. And Dave Rennie won't be happy. A couple of tackles already slipped off.
Big, powerful carry, that one by Henko Venter, his first start this season. 7 phases already. There's Venter again, hit hard in the tackle on that occasion by the returning Callum Gibbons. This time it's out to the backs. Oh, and straight through goes Malcolm Yar. Cheetahs inside Glasgow's 22, early stages, 11 phases gone. Mayer looks to the blind side again, gives the ball across the front. William Small-Smith.
Advantage.
That one's gone loose. Glasgow have the counter-attacking opportunity.
Advantage over.
Rory Jackson puts it onto his left foot and finds an outcome. But an encouraging start for the visitors, Tinas.
Encouraging start for the Cheetahs, as you say, Rory. Fantastic to see them going through 13 phases. Unfortunately, that final tackle, looks like Dan Martin's just losing the ball, trying to keep it inside, not wanting the ball to go dead. But the speed of recycle was very impressive. Quick recycle at the breakdown, and they can go over the momentum, get over the gain line.
Van der Merwe finds Steenkamp in the middle of the line out. It's good front foot ball again. Something that Franco Smith spoke about. Winning that battle of the gain line. Here's Mayer on the wraparound. Down this right hand side again in the early exchanges. Nonkontwana with the carry on that occasion. Offloaded in the tackle to Van der Merwe. Right at the forefront of the Cheetahs attack so far. Here's Mayer. Flat ball to Henko Venter. There's a Glasgow player over the top of that one. Fraser Brown, the man coming up from the base of the ruck. And he wins his side a much needed penalty.
Oh, the Cheetahs are winning the collisions there in the first couple of minutes, going direct at Glasgow and getting the hands free and getting offloads away. So Glasgow will be looking to a bit more physicality into their defence. A strong start for the Cheetahs. Pete Horn now with an opportunity to get some territory and for Glasgow to get the ball in the hands for the first time.
And Tinas, the Cheetahs attack can't be questioned. They've only scored 4 fewer tries from the Warriors. Their defence, though, has left a little bit to be desired.
And especially against a team that likes to carry the ball, that likes to hold the ball in hand. You know, the Glasgow tops all the carries, all the offloads, all the clean breaks. They top those charts, so they're going to have to be sure on those defence.
Fraser Brown hits double Centurion Harley at the back. There's the wraparound, McDowell to Horn. Here's Matawalu. He's lost those blonde locks throughout the Six Nations period. Cummings with the carry. Here's Frisbee. Swinson, Cummings' second row partner. Frisbee again, goes to the blind side. There's Jackson, Matt Fagerson. 2 tries last time out against Zebri. He's powerful carry. Here's his brother, Xander, in the number 3 jersey. Rory Hughes looking for a little shoulder ball on that occasion from Frisbee. And George Clancy spoke to Marnus van der Merwe there and said, leave it blue. He did not, and the penalty goes Glasgow's way.
Rory Jackson opting to go for the corner. An attacking start. Rory Hughes looking for a gap there. I think Rory that didn't exist, but from Glasgow's first possession, it's good by them. They're looking back up the short side, trying to find and exploit the weaknesses in that Cheetahs defence.
Both sides love to play with ball in hand. Glasgow showing early intent. Line out 8 metres out from the Cheetahs line.
Get your numbers right, Arne. Get your numbers right. He's receiver, is it?
This time it's Brown to Cummings. There's the shift drive to Matt Fagerson. Good setup by Glasgow. They've got to go forward. Gibbons goes to the line. Gibbons looks like he's over. George Clancy consults his assistant referee on the far side and points to the skies. Glasgow get this first score.
Extremely well executed. The Cheetahs gave Glasgow the front of the line out. Glasgow take it, but they use a shift drive, get the ball back into a better position to drive the ball. And Callum Gibbons breaks off just at the end and muscles his way over for a great try.
2 tries in this head-to-head last season for Callum Gibbons. A try against Cheetahs in Bloemfontein in September, and Callum Gibbons has added another try against the Cheetahs 6 minutes into this one.
The Cheetahs players just a bit slow to react there to try and stop that shift drive.
Pete Horn looks to add the 2. George Clancy says yes sir, over it goes. Glasgow having absorbed some early pressure from the Cheetahs, attack on their first score on their first attack inside the Cheetahs half, and Dave Rennie will be delighted. Tian Skuman gets us underway again. It's Kyle Stain receives that one, his 4th appearance, 2nd at centre, having started his first 2 games for the Warriors on the wing.
Hands out! Hands out! Hands out! No.
Referee George Clancy calling hands out. That's a little bit dull there, isn't it? It's surely from Dan Martins.
Well, he's clearly not on his feet, and he's probably having a bit of a challenge with the accent. But clearly off his feet, keeping hands on the ball, and just an easy out for the Warriors here.
Yeah, you could hear the conversation going on between Dan Martin and George Clancy, and I think 3, 4, 5 times George Clancy told him it wasn't out and his hands needed to be off it, and clearly either didn't hear or didn't listen, and it's a soft one to give away because
push back, push back.
Glasgow in a tough position trying to exit from, and now Glasgow are attacking line out inside the Cheetahs half.
So Brown again hits double top with Rob Harley. Frisbee to Horn. Into the midfield. There's Matt Fagerson. There's the ball across front. Kyle Stain, former Scotland Sevens internationalist, called in for DTH van der Merwe's injury cover.
Orange, hands out.
Frisbee comes back to the blind side. Jackson inside outside gets the offload away. Lovely offload there from Rory Jackson. Finds Pete Horn running the inside line. Here's Cummings driving Glasgow into the Cheetahs 22. Jackson again, missed ball across the front. Cheetahs look to have a solid defensive line. There's the wraparound again. Good read in the outside channel by Tian Mayer, the captain.
Okay.
Slow ball for Glasgow.
Stay on.
Nick Frisbee rallying the troops, and it's Swinson nicking the offload away, but it was a scrappy offload and knocked on by Nick Frisbee.
It wasn't it? It was a forced offload. You saw Xander Fagerson a couple of minutes previously just carrying the ball hard and straight, which sets up the wide attack for the backs. The wraparound for poor Nick Frisbee was well read, as you say, and he probably lucky to get the ball back from that. But yeah, I think Tim Swinson just trying to force the ball out there. But it's Glasgow's way. They want to keep the ball alive. They want to keep it moving.
Very impressed with the defensive effort there by the Cheetahs. I felt they kept their spacing really well between the players. Nice attacking intent to come off the line and put pressure on the Glasgow attackers.
Yeah, they're making good reads, Tina, aren't they? Because Glasgow put those short runners through, and at times hitting them, at times pulling out the back. We saw the ball going behind to Rory Jackson moments earlier, and he gets a good offload away, but Robert Harley's hitting that short line, which is having to keep the Cheetahs defence honest, but to your point, they're defending well and making those good reads.
Crouch!
Bags of experience in the Cheetahs front row with Charles Murray and Aranos Kutsia. George Clancy very quick to give a penalty. And it'll be Tian Skuman, formerly of the Blue Bulls in Pretoria, and last season at Bordeaux-Bègles in France. Very canny operator. His first season at the Cheetahs, attacks the line, carries flat. So it's Van der Merwe with the line out. Mayer, Skuman. Mayer again, darts to this blind side, which the Cheetahs have had a little bit of return from so far in this game. There's Nonkontwana. Mayer running up a dark alley on that occasion, and looked at Namibian Aranos Kutsia to give him the out. Lovely footwork by Malcolm Yar on that occasion. Gets the Cheetahs into the 5-metre channel. Carried by Sintu Manjesi on that occasion. William Small-Smith down the 5-metre channel. Here's Kutsia with the carry. Mayer looks up, comes to the open side again.
Advantage.
Oh, a scrappy pass out the back by Folt Steenkamp.
He brought him on after that.
Huge man, just lost Tian Skuman in his eye line, and inaccurate pass.
Inaccurate pass, a little bit behind the big man, not able to react and take it to hand, but impressive play again. The Cheetahs are slowly starting to build up. A couple of scything runs there. William Small-Smith getting over that gain line, just creating that forward momentum. Unfortunate, the ball goes down, and another Cheetah attack comes to nothing.
Cheers from the Warrior Nation as they see some of the familiar faces not playing this evening. One of them looks a bit like Eminem with that new blonde hairdo. Stuart Hogg having a little chuckle and putting his hood up.
I did ask him earlier on if it was a mistake, but no, he says he did it deliberately.
There he is again, just checking his hair still there. He can't see himself on the big screen, but by the sound of things, could well return for Glasgow's quarter-final next week, Al.
Yeah, from what I understand, he put in a good week's training this week. It's just they won't want to be rushing them back and taking any risks with him, but it would be a big one if we could get him back into that jersey. Very
keen to finish his stint at Glasgow with a bang and some silverware.
The Cheetahs are attacking well. The first 3 or 4 phases are looking really good. The one interesting thing is when Mayer picks up and runs laterally, the big forwards need to read that. They need to be getting the tight lines, because when they hit the ball hard, they're getting over the gain line. It's 5, 6, 7 phases where they're struggling, they're tipping the ball into people in poor positions, and Glasgow's defence has been dominant. So for me, Rory, I think the key to the Cheetahs' attack is to make sure they can carry on that momentum and not get caught behind the gain line.
So just to make things a little bit complicated, Charles Murray is now in the number 27 jersey on the loose head side, and it's Glasgow with the put-in. They've stacked the blind side with 4 attackers, giving Rory Jackson and Nico Matawalu a big open side. But here's Horn on the cut to McDowell. Staffan McDowell started 9 of the last 11 games for Glasgow Warriors. Real breakthrough season for him. Strong carry by Ollie Kemmel, but he's been stripped by Tian Mayer. Turnover ball for the Cheetahs. Strip coming from Dan Martins. Henko Venter on the charge.
Off your feet, playing the ball, off your feet.
Callum Gibbons penalised, off his feet. Nico Matawalu thought he was away.
Could be interesting if Nick Frisbee goes off. Nico Matawalu, I would say, looking from the Glasgow team sheet, Nico Matawalu will be covering 9 tonight. Played an awful lot at 9, but not for a long time in a Glasgow shot.
It has been a long time since he has played in that scrum half role. Obviously, real depth
2 meters.
within this Glasgow Warriors squad. Ali Price, George Horn. Here's Mayer, Skuman out the back, beautiful ball over the top. There's the outside break by William Small-Smith. William Small-Smith fends off Rory Jackson and dives in the corner. What a way to celebrate a new 2-year contract to the Cheetahs. The Cheetahs bounce back. What a score from first base.
Number 14, William Small-Smith.
Great try work there by the Cheetahs. William Small-Smith, fantastic to see that wing on wing. That's what you want to do. You want to create that space on the outside, that opportunity for your winger flying around the side. Great try by the flying William Small-Smith.
It was very well worked, wasn't it? It was a great ball over the top. Glasgow get a wee bit narrow in defence. Rory Hughes comes in looking for the big hit, and that floated ball over the top, giving a one-on-one with Rory Jackson. He'll be disappointed to miss that tackle, but what a great finish.
It's so tough if you're a fullback though, Al. When that winger comes at full tilt, perfectly weighted pass, he didn't have to stop, he didn't have to pull back, sprinting onto that ball. With all that space, it's difficult to defend.
Both sides so dangerous off first phase. The top 2 teams in the Pro 14. Glasgow coming in tonight had scored 31 of their 65 tries from first phase. Cheetahs 24 of their 61. And there's a 25th for Small-Smith. And it's Tian Skuman who looks to even things up here, kicking into the breeze. And that one's just come up short. But the Cheetahs narrow the gap, and what a score it was from William Small-Smith. Pete Horn gets things back underway. And warning, if ever they needed it for Glasgow Warriors, that this Cheetahs side have a fair bit of bite about their attack. Skuman with the exit play, kicking deep into the running track here at Scotstoun Stadium.
You're perfect, thank you. Just that back, Carl.
Loads of pace in this Cheetahs attack, loads of power up front. And Glasgow felt the brunt of it there. Fraser Brown with the line out. It's Tim Swinson at the front as Glasgow go to the maul, looking to control the set piece. That looked like it was dragged down, but George Clancy's happy with it. It is McDowell. Loop wrap around by Horn. Here's Kyle Stain. Kyle Stain through and deep into the Cheetahs 22. Good quick ball for Nick Frisbee, but he's had to dig that one out. Rory Hughes says, give it to me, I'm going up the guts. Frisbee to Fagerson, good line speed by the Cheetahs. Kebbell, a big piece of South African meat himself, he gets within 5 metres. Frisbee again, here's Horn. Horn through the middle, goes Kyle Stain. And the Stain train is unstoppable on this occasion. The centre goes over and Glasgow hit back straight away.
Well, we mentioned the fact that Glasgow had put those shot runners in a good few times earlier on in the game. And instead of hitting them, pulling the ball out the back, on that occasion Kyle Stain hits that short line. And whether the Cheetahs defence are expecting to go out the back or whether he's picked a brilliant line, he's found himself straight through onto the full-back. And at that yardage, he's not going to be stopped, Tinas, is he?
Especially if you run with so much pace onto the ball, you can see accelerating onto that ball. Nice low body position for the big man, crashing over tough for William Small-Smith coming on the cover of defence. Just scored on the wrong side, off balance. Good try by Glasgow Warriors.
Steyn captained the Griquas in the Currie Cup. There's proof of Pete Horne adding the 2 points and extending Glasgow's lead to 9. What an opening 19 minutes we've had.
A great game. Both teams attacking as hard as they can, finding weaknesses in opposition defence. Fantastic game of rugby so far.
So it's a try scorer, Steyn, getting himself straight back into action.
Stay here. Stay here.
Takes that kick-off from Schoeman.
Tackle now.
Sintu Manjesi looking for that strip tackle.
Carried back in.
Frisbee to Horne. Horne looks up, comes open to Jackson, who puts it on his right boot. Strikes that one nicely. But Schoeman's there to take it. Here's Malcolm Yar. Naughty footwork. But Rob Harley doesn't give up the fight. Gets him to ground. Here's Mayer. Schoeman. Fenter with the carry. Gets Cheetahs over halfway.
Last. You put him down.
George Clancy calling ball lost to the Glasgow players. Sharp pass, and again the Cheetahs look at this 15-metre channel down the right hand side. There's Nonkontwana. Loose pass from Mayer, but well tidied by Charles Murray. He was tackled by Ollie Keble getting up there. There's a flying machine. Rabs Makswani with his first touch, but good low tackle. Again, good hit there by Matt Fagerson or Kutsia. Advantage being played for Glasgow. Turnover ball here. Scott Cummings wants to get it up and away. He does so. Keble, Jackson. Here's Pete Horne, looks up onto his left foot with his wind at his back. Is that well measured? It is well measured. It's just going to run out.
22.
Rory Hughes chasing it down and forcing William Small-Smith to dot down. Yar looking for a quick drop out. The Cheetahs build their line. It's going to be Schoeman. Schoeman goes short. Well, the bounce of the ball goes the way of Stafford McDowell, and Glasgow have the ball 25 metres from the Cheetahs line with Nick Frisbee at the base. It's Ollie Keble, former South African under-20s player. Good line by Matt Fagerson. Little goose step by Fagerson. Gets beyond Yar, but just dragged down by Schoeman. Frisbee looks up. Good tackle. I think it was Dan Martins coming through there on Nick Frisbee. Under so much pressure, well timed by Martins though.
So action out there. Schumann goes for the fancy 22 and hindsight's 2020, but when you go for that you need to get it right. You're given one of the most dangerous attacking team in the league, good field position, and Matt Fagerson looks as if he was going to go through.
Let's have a word with Franco Smith, the head coach of the Cheetahs. Franco, I'm hoping that you can hear me. What are your impressions of the opening 22 minutes of this match?
Yeah, time's off.
Yeah, I think the first 3 or 4 minutes we should have converted a little bit more of that possession. Gave away 3 penalties consecutively, which is it's a coach killer if I can call it that way. Yeah, and then obviously we're losing the collisions at this stage. Ruck speed's too quick. But I think if we can just settle down a little bit, we look a little bit nervous. I think, especially in the contact situation, that's a concern.
You must be encouraged with the ability with ball in hand, though. That's something that your side have shown throughout this season. The ambition is undoubtedly there, and your side are playing into a breeze. So for you, is it very much about staying in this fight for the first half, knowing that you have that breeze second half?
Yeah, of course. I don't think the breeze will win it. I think it's important that we look after it and settle down. I think the conditions is excellent. We can look better after the ball, but like I said, we're a little bit nervous. It's been a long build-up for this one, and I think we've made some unnecessary errors now and allowing a top team to come on our side of the field.
Thanks for your time, Franco.
Thank you very much.
And interesting to hear him talking about losing the collision. The first 3 or 4 minutes of this game, the Cheetahs were winning the collisions. Now, Glasgow have managed to change that around in attack and defence, and that is, as Franco Smith points out, the key for Cheetahs.
They have a very tough challenge in front of them, though. This centre field scrum for Glasgow. Nick Frisbee is going to put it in. Pete Horn and Rory Jackson are both right behind the scrum. The others are split 2 and 2. Kyle Stain and Nico Matawalu out on the right hand side here. Staffan McDowell and Rory Hughes on the left hand side.
That elbow has to come up for me. Okay?
Yes, Ned. Same again, eh? He's under pressure.
You can hear Fraser Brown. Same again, he's under pressure. Xander Fagerson and Fraser Brown, 2 players playing their first rugby here at Scotstoun for a long time.
Bind. Set.
161 days for Fraser Brown, 2 days short of 200 days for Xander Fagerson. Great timing for them to come back. Advantage being played Glasgow's way. Nick Frisbee being told to use it. He does. Goes down the left hand side. Here's P. Horn. P. Horn to Jackson. That one's knocked on. But George Clancy's going to come back.
Coming up under pressure.
Cheetahs deemed to have come up under pressure. Here's an interesting call. Al, as the only person to have raised the Pro 12 trophy for a Scottish side, would you have gone for the scrum? You back them on this one?
Yeah, I think the scrum's the right call. You heard Fraser Brown talking before the last scrum. He felt as if they had the ascendancy. The way George Clancy's seen it there, Xander Fagerson is winning that battle. So yeah, the scrum's the right option.
Plenty of your players. It was definitely caught.
Pete Horn thought he was over there. I think they thought they had gone for a quick tap, having called the scrum. George Clancy very clear, pulling them back for the scrum. There is Horn. Of course, his 5th start of the season at fly half for Glasgow. Man of match in that game down at the Cardiff Arms Park last month led to him starting against France in the number 10 jersey a week later. Back in the 10 jersey tonight with Adam Hastings on the bench. There's the power of the Glasgow scrum. Again, popping up under pressure. Glasgow have the advantage. Nick Frisbee will use this. Here's Kyle Stain. Steps off his right foot. Getting inside Janse van Rensburg.
Tackle release.
Tackle called. There it was Henko Venter had managed to force the choke tackle, but Stain did well to get a knee to ground. There's Swinson. Glasgow look to rebuild off scrappy ball. There's Keble with the carry. Frisbee again, there's Matt Fagerson. Nice footwork before contact by Fagerson. Advantage still being played by George Clancy.
He's legal.
Cheetahs competing at the base again, that time Henko Venter being told he's legal. Advantage now being played though for a penalty. Scott Cummings carries.
New advantage.
Swinson again. Glasgow get within 6 metres of the Cheetahs line.
Hold on, you have a new advantage now.
It's a second penalty advantage, Tinas, and
Captain?
Concerns around discipline for the Cheetahs.
They've already given 9 yellow cards and 1 red card away this campaign, Rory, so clearly here the referee, Mr. George Clancy, is starting to lose his patience a little bit with the Cheetah players there, starting to give away penalties when they're under pressure. 2 in the scrum, now 2 at the tackle breakdown. They're under pressure, good attacking platform for Glasgow.
No, I'm waiting for the captain now.
And they're just going to be very careful not to lose someone to the bin here.
Well, George Clancy isn't famed for going to the book too often.
Okay, Captain,
only
now?
2 yellow cards given in his 9 games so far this season. But his patience may well be tested.
There's not been much in the scrum so far. The Venter and Brown popped up almost exactly the same time. But I think where Glasgow are getting the advantage is they get the initial shove. The momentum is slightly with them. Although the Cheetahs are settling down well when the pressure comes on and both teams are popping up at the same time. Hence the reason the Cheetahs have been penalised, and Glasgow have got the third penalty or the third scrum opportunity here to take advantage of.
It's a different setup. 3 players behind, nobody out on that left-hand side for the Warriors. Peter Horn, Rory Jackson, Rory Hughes in behind the scrum.
And get it right.
A big 25, 30 metre left-hand blind side is currently empty of Glasgow players. The Cheetahs have filled it. The right setup for you, Tinas?
Well, of course, the Cheetah defenders will have to defend the space area there. I think Glasgow will look at the wheel. They'll be determined on the wheel when the ball comes out. Left wheel, they'll probably attack that space on the left. If it's a right wheel, they'll come out here on the right side.
So it's Frisbee with the put in. It's a solid scrum. Again, Glasgow look to bring a bit of power on. Nick Frisbee's in no hurry to get that out. The secondary shove comes. An advantage being played. Here's Pete Horn. Stafford McDowell runs the tight line off his shoulder. Frisbee looks up. Swinson. Good tackle by Schoeman. Low tackle on Swinson. That one's gone backwards. Didn't play on. Here's Kyle Steyn, one of the 2 Warriors try scorers so far. Through the middle goes Rory Hughes. And the left winger is over. The try is given. I think George Clancy's going to check it. He is going to go upstairs. Was Rory Hughes part of the ruck before picking it up?
Yeah, it'll just be all about where Rory picked that ball up from to see whether he's part of the ruck and therefore illegal or came in from the second man and took it.
Now that is a law. What do you think there, Alan? It looked like he was ahead of the ball.
I think for me it depends how many Cheetahs players are actually involved. I'm not sure there's any Cheetahs players in that ruck, but if there are, then he's ahead of the ball.
Oh, you're right. I think it's just a tackle. Let's hear what George Clancy's got to say.
Yeah. So I think is the ruck over, Brian, or was it a ruck?
Yeah, for me the ruck is over.
Play on then.
And try okay.
Okay, great stuff. Thank you. Okay, here you go.
The try's been given. Well called, Al.
Okay.
The Scotstoun crowd, ripple of applause. It might have been met with boos if it had gone the other way. Pete Horn adds to his tally, makes it 3 from 3 this evening, and Glasgow with that score go beyond 500 points for this season. 3 tries tonight, all converted by Pete Horn, and perhaps you could say that a yellow card might well have been coming had Glasgow not scored on that occasion. 10 minutes to go in this half. Glasgow 21, the Cheetahs 5. And Glasgow are 1 score away from another bonus point try.
Outside.
Frisbee carried back to Peter Horn, who goes downtown, downwind. Schoeman. This time he looks to have a go. Good tackle by Scott Cummings. Schoeman does well to recycle. Rabs McSwaney in there off his left wing on that ruck. Footwork from Small Smith down the 5 metre channel. Here's Mayer. Change for the Cheetahs. Joseph Dweba on that hooker. That one's gone to ground. Here's McSwaney. Losing his footing, and the crowd cheering, understanding the threat that he brings. Kitsia with the carry. Here's Meyer pulling Harley onto him, giving the ball to Dweba, but Dweba met with Ollie Keble right in front of him. Here's Manjesi. Mayer again. Dweba, his 3rd carry. Scragged by Callum Gibbons. Good line speed by the captain. What a chop tackle that was by Fraser Brown on Henko Fenter. Fenter did well to get it away. Matawalu gets his hands to that one, forced the turnover. There's Keble, Fagerson, Gibbons, roundhouse dummy. He decides to go forward. Frisbee onto his left foot, sees space in behind. Lovely touch by Nick Frisbee. Turnover ball sends Cheetahs back to within 5 metres of the line.
When Tim Swinson was on full alert for that one, I think he thought it was going to stay in. He might be slightly relieved it didn't. From a Cheetahs point of view there, though, the first 5-6 phases again are good, and then they go into this zigzag attack. And all that means is the defenders don't need to fold round the corner. It's easy to get back on your feet and see those attackers coming, and they defend it fairly easily.
And there's an unforced error from the Cheetahs right on the doorstep of their goal line, Tinas.
Just frustrating play. Turnover, good kick there by Nick Frisbee, putting them under pressure 5 metres from their own try line. They're trying for the fancy over-the-top play at the line out to regain the ball. Unfortunately, that ball goes down, and now they're under pressure again.
It makes a good kick from Nick Frisbee into a great kick. And from a Cheetahs point of view, although they are under pressure because of the field position, that should be an easy exit. It should be the ball over the top, gather that ball, and then a look to kick, a look for a couple of phases.
It's a big call for your hooker just off the bench, that one, Aldo. No, a 20-metre throw over the top of the line out.
I think sometimes from the hooker's point of view, there's no real technique in that. It's throw it as hard as you can, as long as you can. It's just they've got to be accurate at the back there and take that ball.
Stop.
Inaccuracies again. George Clancy, let's hear what he's got to say to the front rows.
But you're not too close, okay? Here we go.
Give me the gap, but not too close. So Glasgow, 5 metres from the Cheetahs line. They're looking to bag the bonus point try inside this first half.
Crouch!
They had the quickest of the season against Zebri last time out. Brewery Jackson's try within 28 minutes. This time, Tinas, you threw your hands in the air, amazed by that one, as if you knew what was happening.
Rory, I have absolutely no idea. No, it's a reversal of that call from a couple of minutes earlier. And the Cheetahs will be very relieved to get this opportunity to get out of their own territory.
Yeah, it's a great clearing kick. You've got to wonder what John Clancy's seen there. He obviously felt that Xander Ferguson has gone straight down and not given the opportunity to scrum. I was looking at those scrums, wondering. I wonder where the 3 penalties are in his mind from just moments ago. But you know, Cheetahs do what they need to do and are now better field position than they have been for a while.
You're closing the gap too much. You're closing the gap too much. Keep the gap. Now we have the numbers happy. All right.
Quick line out by Joseph Dweba to the front. Schoeman out to Janssen van Rensburg, tucking it under his right arm. There's Mayer, knocked on by Kitsia, knocked on by Scott Cummings, but again frustrating inaccuracies by Franco Smith's side.
Frustrating to watch, Rory. You could see the attacking intent is there. Getting out nice and wide. Janssen van Rensburg probably could have looked for the pass, really get into this 15-metre, 5-metre channel to really stretch the Glasgow defenders. In return, just makes it easier for the Glasgow defence to reorganise and push up.
You know what I'm looking for here?
Aaron
And another unforced area.
With the knock-on. Ex-Western Province and Leopards tight head prop. 19 caps for Namibia. He's played all 40 games for the Cheetahs in the Pro 14. That says one thing to me: air miles. And I assume he's maybe not flying in economy class. A man of his size, 122 kilos.
The attitude in the
122 kilos written in the programme. Looking at him, he's maybe carrying a few more. He's a big man.
See a better picture.
A bit like you, Ali. You still claim 110.
You never write down the truth, Rory. You know that.
Work after that. Yes. I'm dealing with it.
I like that from Fraser Brown. He's just reminding George Clancy about the 3 penalties there's been. He's reminding George Clancy about the fact that they feel as if they're in the ascendancy. He's doing it in the right way, putting it in the back of his mind, or bringing it to the front of his mind for this scrum here.
Experienced campaigner Fraser Brown.
Crouch.
Rob Harley gives Xander Ferguson slap to say, come on, let's get this one right. Good attacking platform by Glasgow. The ball, scrum goes down. George Clancy has had enough. He goes to the pocket, tries to get his yellow card out. You can tell it's not an action that he takes all that often, but it's Charles Murray who has shown the yellow card. On this occasion, he has had enough, and the Cheetahs are down to 14.
Yellow card for Charles.
Yeah, credit to Xander, whatever he'd done in the scrum just, what, 3 or 4 minutes ago, he'd fixed, and he puts Murray under enough pressure for him to bring it down. Xander, for a tight head prop, he's tall, and at times he's got a long back, and to the referees can look as if he's hinging slightly, but not in the occasion there, and managed to put Murray under the pressure, which has drawn the yellow card, which will put the Cheetahs defence under even more pressure.
Just interesting there, Al. It was a different penalty, the scrum penalty previously, and suddenly he's gone to the yellow card without them really being under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. If he's seen the previous one as a Cheetahs penalty, it's interesting he's then gone straight to the yellow card now. He said it was good to see from Fraser Brown having that chat. I thought when he blew his whistle at first, George Clancy, for that scrum, I wasn't sure which way he was going to give the penalty.
Cheetahs, 14 men, look to keep ball in hand. There's Manjesi, Skuman, carry by Rabs Makswani. Mayer, the skipper, looks to compose things. He finds Henko Fenter. Mayer again, here's Skuman. Swanepoel to Janssen van Rensburg. Glasgow seemingly happy to build this defensive wall. Manjesi got beyond the first tackle, that one from Scott Cummings. And Mayer looks to find an outcome, but he's put it straight down the throat of Rory Jackson, who guddles it a little bit. But here's Nico Matawalu. Oh, left, right-footed step there, straight into Abongile Nonkontwana. Did well to ride that tackle. Frisbee to Brown, Brown to Keble. Manjesi with his tackle. Here's Frisbee again. Lovely offload. Frisbee getting the second touch from the ruck. Fagerson this time at scrum half. Here's Keble. McDowell with a little grubber kick through. He sees Rory Hughes. Rory Hughes does brilliantly to gather it. Hughes within 5 metres.
What a try that would have been. I think it was Matt Fagerson to Ollie Keble onto Tim Swinson. Then all of a sudden the dinking behind. If Rory Hughes had managed to gather that and score that, that would have been one of the tries of the season.
Definitely would have been a contender for the try of the season there. Fantastic inside support twice by the big men. Creates that opportunity to go through. Nice little touch there.
The 14.
Mature stuff from Stafford McDowell in that number 12 jersey. What a breakthrough season for the 21-year-old.
He's been an incredible find this season, and his consistency is something you've got to talk about as well. Every time he pulls on his shirt, he's played well, and he'll really make it interesting in the last quarter of the season when Dave Rennie's got some selection decisions to be made with the likes of Sam Johnson and Nick Grigg coming back into the mix. Yeah, there's an awful lot of competition in that centre spot for Glasgow.
Sam Johnson still flying high after that unbelievable try at Twickenham last week.
Set.
Depth indeed for Dave Rennie to choose from. Reinach Venter is on in the front row. You see there William Small-Smith, the try scorer, has to give way with that yellow card. Extra front rower. Glasgow pressure on the base as the clock ticks into the red. Tian Mayer composed at the base. One more phase. He asks George Clancy if that's that. He puts the ball into the stand, and it's been a hugely entertaining first half here at Scotstoun. That man there, Kyle Steyn, scoring one of 3 Glasgow Warriors tries. William Small-Smith scoring for the visitors. And it's half-time here at Scotstoun, 40 minutes played. Glasgow Warriors lead, 21 points to 5.
Successful teams in our earlier community rugby, and we're going to watch the Vendrick taking on Cumnock and DL against Wigtonshire. Let's hear it for all four of our teams. Special welcome tonight to Zach Alexander. Zach is celebrating his 13th birthday, but even though he's so young, he's been coming to the Glasgow Warriors games since we were at Fort Hill, so that was a very young age when he started out. So thank you very much, Zach, and all of your family for being here tonight. Happy birthday to you from the Carter Queen's Park family. Also a special welcome to Malone Rugby Club, who are here from Northern Ireland, and we're taking part in a game in Stirling County earlier on today. So welcome to the Malone Rugby Club Minis. Hope you enjoy your night in Glasgow. Try to the Cheetahs, number 14, William Small-Smith. Try to the Cheetahs, number 14, William Small-Smith. Try to the Cheetahs, number 14, William. Try to the Cheetahs, number 14, William Small-Smith. here on the 50.
Yes, welcome back to Scotstoun Stadium here in Glasgow's West End. We had a cracking first half. Glasgow, top of the conference, looking to continue to build on their position there. 3 first half tries, with William Small-Smith's reply for the Cheetahs, the 1 score for the visitors. Rory Jackson with ball in hand will get us underway as George Clancy has a shrill blow of the whistle. Jackson, good kick-off into the 5-metre channel taken by Rabs Maxwani. We didn't see him in open prairie
Inside.
in that first half.
Inside.
Cheetahs playing with the breeze at their backs.
Wait.
Tian Skuman being told that one was inside, but chooses not to put it out. Matt Fagerson to Jackson. Jackson looks up, sees Rory Hughes on the outside. Beautifully weighted kick to Hughes, who gathers it. Takes Glasgow within 25 metres. There's Callum Gibbons, the returning Warriors captain. Frisbee again looking for space in behind, but he was charged down on that occasion by Thought Steenkamp, the giant second rower. Better as a door than a window, Steenkamp. He's a huge man, difficult, as Nick Frisbee showed, to get the ball past him. There's Jackson down the narrow side to Fagerson. Matt Fagerson. Scott Cummings with a carry. Good chop tackle by Joseph Dweba, who came off the bench in that first half at hooker.
Stay.
Fagerson looks up, eyes up his options, looks for Jackson. Tackled by Henko Fenter. Fagerson again in at the base. This time it's Xander Fagerson on the carry. One after another. You hear the Cheetahs players barking defensive instructions. There's Peter Horn to Stafford McDowell. Some nice touches in the first half from the youngster. Good tackle by Nonkon Twana on Nico Matawalu, a man half his size. Fagerson. Horn looks for the flat pass, intercepted by Steenkamp, who this time intercepts, gets in front of it. Reinach Venter off the bench for the yellow card. Here is second touch within this play, latching onto Joseph Dweba's attack. Tian Meyer looks up, finds Bernard Janssen van Rensburg. Meyer again, this time it's Swanepoel, tackled by Steen. Meyer, this time to Dweba. Dweba onto Reinach Venter, former junior Springbok. There's Abongile Nonkontwana. Good attack here from the Cheetahs. Janssen van Rensburg to Swanepoel. Meyer again, Dweba. It's Nonkontwana again. Cheetahs inside Glasgow's 22. Patient build-up. Using the short side again, this time Manjesi. So often going to the blind side, the Cheetahs.
They are using the zigzag, that zigzag attack a lot, and as I said in the first half, the only thing that does from a defensive point of view at times, it means that the defenders don't need to fold round the corner, but they're winning the physicality battle at the moment. They're getting over the gain line and making it difficult for Glasgow to defend.
Ball in behind by Skuman. Maxwani looked to get his hands on it, scampering through on the chase, but Glasgow have it. Nick Frisbee looks up for the counter-attack. Here's Cummings. Oh, beautiful drift out by Pete Horn. Tucks it under his left hand. Good fend. But it's a very good tackle by Malcolm Yar. Oh, knocked on by Matt Fagerson.
Knock on, scrum.
Ambition from both sides. An opportunity for the Cheetahs on the kick through, and potentially an opportunity for Glasgow on the counter.
And both these sides do like to keep that ball in hand, looking for those opportunities to attack from. Patient play there by the Cheetahs, like the first half, that first 3 minutes of the first half, showing real intent, a lot more patience in the attack this time. Unfortunate that kick just didn't go to hand for Makswane. He would have been hoping for the kind bounce to score his first try against Glasgow.
Oh yeah.
And then Glasgow brave enough to come with the counter-attack, and really both teams showing that they want to play, they want to score their tries, and they're not scared to attack from deep in their own half.
Well, the Cheetahs starting with the first possession as they did in the first possession of the first half. They're attacking hard, they're looking for the outside channel, zigzagging at times, and then they kick through, a good option. I think what they've got to do that they didn't do the first half at times was mix it up. Pete Horn's receiving some treatment at the moment from the Glasgow physios, which is a worry. He made that break, he got his right hand fend in, transferred the ball, got his left hand fend in, was slightly off balance when he was tackled, and I think he's gone down and stretched his knee out, but he looks as if he's going to be okay. A wee bit of running repairs.
Time off again, please.
Of course, Adam Hastings lying in wait on the bench for the Warriors, but Pete Horn, key man, the experienced campaigner, particularly in this midfield with the lack of experience, albeit high quality with Stafford McDowell and Kyle Steyn.
It's a big decision for next week, whether he puts Adam Hastings in at 10 or Pete Horn keeps that jersey. He could obviously move Pete out to 12, but I wonder whether we might see that later in the game today.
And how difficult is Dave Rennie's selection going to be on Monday or Tuesday, whenever that happens, Al? Obviously some of these players who have been back at the Warriors during the Six Nations have stood up and to be counted.
Well, Dave Rennie's attitude has always been that if the guys have been here and they're playing well for Glasgow, then they'll keep their jersey, and we saw that last year. Now he's got some tough decisions to make, but it's a good problem to have.
Set.
There he is, Dave Rennie, up in the stand just alongside us. The Cheetahs have a solid platform to go off. It's Mayer to Schoeman. Schoeman dummies, loves carrying to the line, drives his legs beyond the tackle. Mayer picks his head up again, looks up and sees Dweba, and Dweba is in to score. Joseph Dweba hits the unders line and goes straight through a gaping hole, and the Cheetahs get the first score of this second half.
What an incredible line that was, and the acceleration to make it through the gap to finish it off as well. But he just picks a great line outside Xander Fagerson. Fraser Brown's maybe drifted a little bit wide as Xander's drifting towards the ruck, and a great finish.
Look at that acceleration by the big man. Nothing better than seeing a front rower in full flight. Oh, look at the celebration. They are loving it. Great platform though. That scrum not going down, able to keeping it up. Tiaan Schoeman really flat on the attack. Dweba on the zigzag play, on the zigzag play, they come out and they score the try.
And he hit the line hard, and even if somebody is going to get half a tackle on him there, he's going to be difficult to bring down, but clean line break and straight through for the finish, and that makes the second half very interesting.
So it's Tiaan Schoeman, surely a gimme for him here, and he adds the extra 2. The gap is now 9, and that man Joseph Dweba picks up his 5th try in the Pro 14 this season. He'll talk about that being 40-metre running in a couple of hours' time, but he ate up the 20 metres for that try. The former South African under-20s international. Big statement from the Cheetahs early in this second half. Couple of changes. Sean Fenter is on at scrum half for Tiaan Mayer. There he is there, Fenter in the number 22 jersey.
4.
Currie Cup winner with the Cheetahs in 2016. Big line speed there by Henko Fenter. Going a little bit high on Rory Jackson, Matt Fagerson. As Glasgow look to bounce straight back. Of course, one more score needed for their try bonus point. There's Kyle Steyn. There's the confirmation of the change. Tiaan Mayer is off. Sean Fenter. And another change as well. Arnos Kutsia on the tight head. His night is done. Reinach Fenter will stay on. And William Small-Smith is back on after the yellow card. Nonkontwana looking to disrupt at the base of the Glasgow's ruck. It's a much more solid defensive line for the Cheetahs. That's a A poor pass across the front on that occasion. Swinson managed to gather it as the second effort. Nick Frisbee tells his forwards to get round the corner, but it's messy ball for Glasgow.
Yeah, Glasgow need to settle here, they need to settle, they need to exit well, although I say exit with Glasgow, you don't often see them kick the ball, so exit might be counter-attack. But they're forcing the ball a wee bit within their own third in the last minute or so, and you see Nick Frisbee's just done the right thing, settled down, he'll get a good box kick away here.
The former Wallaby international puts it to the skies, as well weighted, but Small Smith returning off the bench, having been sacrificed for that sin bin. Here's Yar. Here's Maxwani, left-footed step, fancies running straight into George Clancy, who shrugs it off. Sean Fenter comes to the open side, Schoeman looks to put it through, but that's part charged down by Rob Harley, get himself with a snap from McDowell. He's got 3 Cheetahs to beat, gets within 7 metres, but Dries Swanepoel, the big centre, gets over the top of the ball and wins his side a much needed turnover.
And I think big Awangila Nkontwana is going to have to say thank you very much to Dries Swanepoel there for getting him out of jail.
What was he thinking? I mean, he'd go down in the ball, pick the ball up, kick the ball, but no, he just seemed to ignore it as it was bobbling around at his feet.
Doing all the hard work to get back and then missing it by a mile.
Maybe just a little bit of a nudge by Stafford McDowell. Or certainly that's what Abongile Nonkontwana will be saying.
Keep that gap, Glasgow. In.
Try scorer Joseph Dweba with the line out throw. That one's stolen in the air, brilliantly done by Matt Fagerson, who's fallen awkwardly from the line out. Slow to his feet, but Glasgow Warriors have it. Frisbee, Jackson, he's tackled by Maxwani. Here's Fraser Brown. Good line speed by the Cheetahs, stopping Glasgow on the gain line. Here's Horn, McDowell looks up, sees space over the top. Well shut down by Sean Fenter, who initially had 3 attackers in front of him. Closed down the space. Frisbee, Cummings with a tip on to Xander Fagerson. Horn again, flat ball across the front. There's Fraser Brown. Good challenge at the breakdown. That one's Bernhard Janssen van Rensburg.
Glasgow, you've lost it, Glasgow, release.
With a distinctive hair.
Leave it, Glasgow.
George Clancy is sure that the Cheetahs have it. And they do. Here's Nonkontwana. This time he looks up. Malcolm Yar sees McDowell in front of him. Good tackle by Steyn, but beautiful offload to Sean Fenter. Fenter dummies, goes. Tackled by Rory Hughes. Turnover ball again for the Cheetahs. There's Schoeman to Dweba. This time Xander Fagerson's over the top of it. And he wins his side a penalty, that time on Joseph Dweba. And high fives all round for Xander Fagerson.
It's a great flat pass from Pete Horn to put Fraser Brown through there, and then Cheetahs do brilliantly to turn that ball over. Now, George Clancy's letting the ruck go for a long time. He seems to be speaking endlessly to players to leave it Glasgow, hands off Glasgow, and I was sure there was a penalty coming. Let it go into the Cheetahs' advantage. They managed to get the break down the outside.
So Rory Jackson, right footer to the left touchline. Little red-headed ball boy gets a round of applause for his take of that kick. Changes for Glasgow. Adam Hastings is on for Pete Horn, who's hobbling towards the touchline. Hopefully nothing of too big a concern for Dave Rennie. But Hastings is on, seems to have built confidence during the Six Nations window. Off the bench in 4 of Scotland's games, both at number 10 and at fullback. Big 27 minutes for Hastings.
Last Glasgow again.
Turnover again for the Cheetahs. Henko Fenter comes away with the ball. Here's Dueba again. A little bit messy at the base there. Looked like Frisbee had come in from the side. Sean Fenter has a little go. Oh, it's an unsympathetic pass by Marnus van der Merwe. Gives Glasgow the turnover ball this time. Here's Frisbee. Adam Hastings sees space in behind. Grubbers it through. Matawalu's on the chase. Rabs McSwaney sees it into touch. Glasgow get the territory but give up possession.
Yeah, I think when he sees that back, he might regret putting boots the ball there. I think the opportunity was at Glasgow to a counter-attack there. Was probably a 2-on-1 if he'd put the ball through their hands, but a good enough kick in territory, as you say.
Hastings scored his only try of this season for the Warriors in September away at the Cheetahs. Here he is,
Advantage,
benefiting from a poor throw again at the line out by the Cheetahs. That time George Clancy summing it up perfectly. That's an absolute mess.
Really interesting decision to go for that line out 10 metres out. And the Glasgow defenders are just as far back as the Cheetahs attackers are. And you could see that the Cheetahs didn't have the opportunity, didn't have the time to get up to gather the ball. And they're lucky to go to get the advantage for the knock-on to come, because again they're giving away possession in a key area.
And Franco Smith will be pulling out his hair. Just putting themselves under pressure every time. A pass that goes to floor after they created the turnover. Unnecessary option again there. You can see Franco is not very happy with these charges at the moment.
Tennis for me, it's the unforced error. That's decision making. That's not a difficult thing to get right. You know, take the basic line out, get the exit right, get out there and rebuild. But they're putting themselves under pressure. If there's a knock on or a drop ball when they're attacking hard and somebody spilt it, at least you're firing shots at that stage. Back there, you're not firing shots. You should be settled. You should be controlled, and you should be exiting.
You know what I'm looking for? You understand? Good.
In his defence, Joseph Dueba will suggest there was a breeze that took that ball away, but I'm not sure that will go too far with the intended recipient. As it is, the Cheetahs do have an opportunity to exit again, this time from a set-piece scrum. It's been keenly contested. This time Glasgow with the power. They've turned it over against the head. Frisbee looks to the blind side. Oh, this Hastings again looking to put it through. The crowd aren't happy with that one. Look out, Rabs McSwaney. Rabs McSwaney regathers his chip and chase. Tackled by Hastings. Reinach Fenter with a pick and go. Sean Fenter this time looks up and sees Schoeman, who just wants to get the ball back into Glasgow's half. It's a scrappy exit and Glasgow have it. Here's Matawalu. Hastings dummying this time to the right foot. It's beyond two tacklers. Eventually, it's on in the left-hand channel here, undoubtedly. Here's Fraser Brown. Tim Swinson looks back inside to Brown. Nice handling, Steyn. McDowell with Ben. Inside to Steyn. Desperate Cheetahs defence. Sean Fenter with a tackle there.
Sorry?
It's play on, McDowell. Picks and goes for the line. McDowell is over. McDowell looks to have scored.
Yeah, but what you want?
George Clancy is on his knees and having a conversation with Nick Frisbee, but the bonus try is scored. Stafford McDowell scored his first Glasgow Warriors try last time out, and he's added a second tonight. Look at this play from Glasgow Warriors.
It was fantastic handling to get the ball through the hands. Nick Frisbee's conversation with George Clancy, I believe, went something like, that was a penalty back there. George Clancy says, yes, but what do you want? Because Glasgow just scored the try. But yeah, fantastic. With Stafford McDowell's strength to get the ball over the line there after some brilliant play, brilliant handling from Glasgow. I'm not sure who the game suits more when it breaks up. I tell you what, it's incredibly entertaining.
Yep.
And good work here by Callum Gibbons. Just latching on, just that little bit of drive. And they're too strong for Schoeman.
So Glasgow score, having been under pressure early in this half. It's Adam Hastings looks to add a conversion. He's in the running for the Golden Boot in the Guinness Pro 14 this season. 30 from 35, 85% rate. And that's 10 consecutive kicks off the tee for Adam Hastings, straight down the middle. Glasgow have their 4 tries. They extend their lead. Glasgow 28, Cheetahs 12.
Cheetahs 12.
That's where Nick Frisbee gets himself a little bit upset. Cheetahs win the ball back, but then make the mistake, and Stafford Medill takes full advantage.
So Schoeman goes deep. Kyle Steyn hit hard by Dweba and Nonkontwana. Hastings, short ball back to Xander Fagerson.
Inside.
Frisbee. There's a good exit play. Nicely struck kick from the experienced Australian. And many coaches will applaud that one. Straight after a score, get yourselves back into the opponent's half.
And many former scrum halves admiring the length of the box kick into the breeze as well, kept it low. It was a fantastic exit there from Nick Frisbee.
Dweba, quick one to the front again. Second of this half, looks for the offload inside. Oh, interception by Glasgow. Matawalu brings it away. Here's McDowell, the try score of moments ago. Kyle Steyn, this occasion, the man to kick it through. It's a recurring theme, isn't it? Glasgow turning the ball over, but often looking to get the ball back in behind Cheetahs.
Yeah, I was just saying whether George Clancy was going to allow that to play. Yeah, Glasgow, as soon as they get the turnover, they get that ball wide. It was great work up the front of the line out with the Cheetahs, get the ball wide to Kyle Steyn. He looks up, and for me, and not that I've been out there all that much, it was the right decision, but unfortunately hits it about 6 inches up his shin, and it goes out for the Cheetahs line.
Lovely sleight of hand by Sean Fenter. And I tell you, if that ball had gone back to Fenter and Matawalu hadn't intercepted, he would have been away.
He would have been away. Definitely would have been a score on the other side for the Cheetahs. Again, enterprising play by the Cheetahs. A little bit of a variation, offering something different in attack. And Matawalu, the Fijian, just getting his hands on the ball.
Fraser Brown and Ollie Kebo's night are done. Grant Stewart is on, as is Jamie Batty off the bench. Yar tackled.
Don't come in the side, don't come in the side.
Absolutely suffocated by Kyle Steyn. And Stafford McDowell manages as well to get to ground, but the maul having been called. George Clancy gives this scrum, and it's good defence from the Warriors.
Very good defence there by the two big fellas in the midfield. Just wrapping up Malcolm Yar. No chance to get down, and they were just having to keep him up, create the maul, and turnover created there for Glasgow.
Pictures we see there of Fraser Brown and Ollie Kebo sitting in the stand. They've put in a good shift. They would talk about selection for next week. I would expect there'll be 2 guys that'll be just about first names in the team sheet. So Dave Rennie will be pleased that they've got more rugby under their belt, and now he's got them sitting down with their blankets wrapped around them.
And Al, 2 of the Glasgow Warriors front rowers signing new contracts this week. That man on the loose head side, Jamie Batty, was announced this week that he'll be leaving the club to head down the M8 to Edinburgh for some more game time that he hopes at Edinburgh.
He's a great man, Jamie. He works very hard at his game, and he'll be, as you say, he'll be looking to take the opportunity through by. It's worked well for different players over the years, moving back and forth to Glasgow. Now up to him to grab that opportunity.
Again, Adam Hastings putting that ball to right boot, something that we've seen as a theme running through both international and club rugby.
4 and 2 substitutions, Orange. 4 and 2.
More changes, this time for the Cheetahs. Sintu Manjesi giving way.
Sorry, are the subs okay, guys?
George Clancy asking if the subs are okay.
Yeah.
There's Manjesi giving way.
Let's form it, Orange. Keep it back here. Wait, no, chaser, wait.
Sean Fenter
Okay,
finds
yeah.
Skuman. Downtown to Rory Hughes. Still inside the Cheetahs half. Jackson back to Hughes.
Tackle.
Big collisions in the midfield.
Cheetahs replacements.
Luan De Bruyne is on for the Cheetahs. Lovely offload by Rory Hughes out the back door to Matt Fagerson.
Number 19 has come on, Justin Bassel for number 4.
Good line by Rory Jackson. Brave line into heavy traffic. Frisbee. Scott Cummings hits the unders line. Gets his hands free, looks for the offload. Here's Grant Stewart. Fenter knocks it backwards.
As the ball was about to be passed, it was knocked down by
forward.
Gold. So it's going to be scrum.
By the Cheetahs. It's pinball stuff. Error compounding error, but Glasgow, lovely line there by Scott Cummings.
Yeah, great line. He managed to stay big and look to try and get off all the way, but unfortunately didn't have the support coming directly in behind him. But again, it's mixing it up. It's Nick Frisbee on many occasions has pulled that ball out the back when the short runner has gone into that gap. But this occasion he lifts it to Scott Cummings, who makes a half break.
Gerhard Olivier is on the open side for the Cheetahs.
Crouch.
For Dan Martins.
Set.
First job to defend this Glasgow scrum. Nick Frisbee with the put-in. Matt Fagerson does well to control at the base, but the Glasgow power brings that ball at the back. Hastings looks for Rory Hughes and passes to nobody. He's done well to get the ball back, but Glasgow are 30 metres back from where the scrum initially was.
Use it!
Frisbee composes himself, finds Callum Gibbons. His lungs will be burning a little bit, his first game in 12 weeks this evening. Nick Frisbee goes to the air and that one's short. Potentially hit late after he kicked, but Fagerson it is that comes up with the ball, but Glasgow are now 50 metres away from where they started this play with what was a dominant scrum. Fagerson stripped but manages to regather. Real competition at the base, and the penalty goes the Cheetahs' way.
Good pressure to break down by the Cheetahs. Nick Frisbee's balls kick didn't go exactly where they wanted it. Maybe having a quick look to see where he got clattered a wee bit late. Not sure there's much in that. Maybe a wee bit cynical because the ball is away. What do you think, Rory?
You got to protect the scrum half, Sal. You're not allowed to be touched the scrum half, are you?
No, they were brought out.
Keep your hands off the scrum half.
Yeah.
A couple of Glasgow mistakes, just getting the opportunity to the Cheetahs here, just making
4,
their way
and
back up the
Glasgow
field,
substitutions.
and for them to have any chance
3,
of going
4,
further in the playoffs,
4,
they have to win this match, and
7.
it's a long old way to go.
Sorry, 4,
They've still got 15 or so minutes to get in there.
3 more changes to the pack for Glasgow Warriors. Chris Pizarro is on, Siwa Halanuka is on the tight head side. Callum Gibbons this evening is gone with Pizarro on. Bruce Flockert is on for his home debut for the Warriors, having had 2 appearances away from home.
I think they've just held Bruce Flockert back, let Tim Swanson deal with this line out, and then I think we'll be going to the next phase.
The Cheetahs with another attack, they're still in this game. Carried by Gerhard Olivier. Here's Janse van Rensburg. Grant Stewart at the base. Sean Fenter looks up. He's had a good impact since coming off the bench. There's Henko Fenter. Joseph Dweba gets within 5 metres. Again, in the tight exchanges, Henko Fenter has another goal. Sean Fenter, shoulder ball, Oh, good read in defence by Grant Stewart. The turnover goes Glasgow's way, and Chris Pizarro, who's captained the Warriors through the Six Nations campaign, comes up and gets the plaudits.
You wouldn't expect anything else from Chris Pizarro. He's on the park for maybe 45 seconds, gets his nose into somewhere that nobody else would want to put it, and manages to secure the turnover just, what, a metre and a half from Glasgow's line.
Here.
But the Cheetahs attack is just being exposed. One-on-one. We saw Swanepoel taking the ball up. Sean Fenter backwards trying to clean it out. But there are no support runners to protect the ball, especially so close to the line.
Another change for Glasgow.
Chris Pizarro, what a player he is to have while Cal Gibbons has been injured, Ryan Wilson is injured, Matt Ferguson's had his injuries. Pizarro captain 3 times this season, 3 wins. Most memorable of those for me, Al, was the Scarlets game here when Alex Allen got red carded quite early on and Glasgow stayed in the fight. He was outstanding on that night. That man, Bruce Flockart, on for his home debut.
Chris Pizarro's a guy who, a fantastic leader. He makes others about him play better. Whenever you drop him in and he'll raise people's game, he plays the same game every single time he pulls on a Glasgow shot and will put his body in the line and work incredibly hard. He's been consistently brilliant this season. Undoubtedly he's had different challenges because he's not starting as much as probably would like, but every single time he started or came off the bench he's done well.
Grant Stewart with a throw-in. Looked for Flockart. The new man didn't manage to gather that, and it goes to Fenter. Fenter to Schoeman. Janse van Rensburg. Here's Maxwani. Fends off Stain, but Stain comes back for seconds. Fenter again. Oh, it's scrappy. Into his own man at the base of that ruck. Body's getting in the way, but the Cheetahs have kept a hold of it. This is carried by Reinach Fenter.
Away,
Just the 3 Fenters on now. Reinach, Sean and Henko Fenter. Turnover for Glasgow, but knocked on.
Ball popped out.
Bernard Janse van Rensburg gives George Clancy a frustrated look. These Cheetahs though have got a fair bit of fight in them. They're keeping on going, aren't they?
Oh, they're not going away. They're attacking hard, and the comments we made not all that long ago around the Cheetahs making kind of unforced errors in defence. That's creeping into Glasgow's game, but you've got to credit the Cheetahs for the pressure they're putting them under. An opportunity there to grab that line out to clear their lines. They didn't take it, and the Cheetahs looked dangerous.
Looking okay from your side.
Just wondering whether they shouldn't just switch up the play there, Al. Maybe just come around the corner a couple of times, fold, just go sort of the 2-pot system. Try and make a dent in that Glasgow defence. They just seem to go back to that blind side every time, and the Glasgow defence is waiting for them.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the way they're attacking. As I said earlier, I think it makes it easier for the Glasgow defence when they have gone the same way. They've got the big powerful runners running hard and straight. They're winning the gain line. Then it's harder for the Glasgow defenders to get round, and that's when the gaps appear. But look, they're attacking with ambition. The first 4 or 5 phases are always strong. They're getting into the 15s. The one thing I would say about Glasgow's defence, it's been outstanding in the wide channels. They missed that one tackle at the beginning of the game, Rory Jackson going wide. Other than that, the one-on-one tackles in the wide channels have been top quality.
Rory Hughes' night is done. Robbie Nairn is on off the bench, 22-year-old. 2 tries from the subs bench against Connacht here last month for Nairn. Big, powerful winger. Final few subs for the Cheetahs. Warming up on the touchline, soon to be unleashed.
Chatting to Tommy Seymour earlier on about Robbie Nairn, and he was talking about his physicality he brings at training as well. He's a straight up and down hard running winger.
Advantage being played here for the Cheetahs at scrum time.
And then down the scrum, and then
Jamie Batty, I think, being deemed to have brought the scrum down on that occasion. Schoeman, no second thought about going straight for the corner, and he's found a good outcome. The Cheetahs are within 5 metres
take the front dance.
16-point the deficit. It is a 3-score game.
Make sure he hits the ground.
I spoke about the stretching being done on the bench. That man, JP Dupree, there's a lot of length and muscle to stretch in that man. Is turned over by Glasgow. Here's Matawalu, looks up, sees Hastings. Hastings keeps a hold of it. Was it on to go wide? Frisbee again. Matt Fagerson's kept on going. Fights beyond Janse van Rensburg's tackle. There you go, match stats. Both sides turning a lot of ball over. Oh, big collision there. Gerhard Olivier, the ex-Shimlas and Grey College graduate. He misses a fair few tackles, but he didn't miss on that occasion. Hastings goes high. Here's Small Smith. Maxwani trying to pick off tiring defenders, but finds Fazaro on that occasion. Here's Small Smith again. Janse van Rensburg. Sean Fenter in at the base again.
Your advantage, Orange.
Sharma Ray with a carry. Fenter, Dweba, Skuman, Maxwani. Maxwani this time. Fazaro does well to get him down. Last gasp tackle. Bounces back to his feet, but advantage was being played for a high tackle. The Cheetahs continuing to fight. 7 minutes to play. They need 3 scores to give themselves a chance of winning this match, but they'll look to close the gap in what is their final away game of the season. Tinas, they've got a nice run-in back at home in Bloemfontein. They host the Ospreys, the Dragons and then the Kings, but they're not going to win many games with that kind of kicking to touch. Robbie Nairn getting on to the end of Tian Skuman's kick. Frisbee finds Halanukanuka. Frisbee again, looks like he's going to go through 80. Chip over the top from Hastings. Oh, McDowell went up for it, but it was taken by Schwanepoel. Maxwani. Reinach Fenter. Scott Cummings is over the top of that. Sean Fenter comes away. Here's Skuman again. Fazaro high in the line defensively. Nonkontwana knocks that one on. Glasgow have turnover ball again. Harley, Hastings, space in behind Maxwani. Maxwani does well to gather and finds William Small-Smith, who fancies having a go. Oh, rather trips over his feet there. Keeps a hold of the ball. Maxwani again. Oh, good tackle by Grant Stewart. Nonkontwana, Fenter. Oh, it's messy stuff here. Fenter gathers a dodgy grubber through his turnover again. Neither side can keep a hold of the ball. Frisbee grubbers through. Breathless stuff here without any sort of control. Oh, Small Smith tries chipping over Batty. It's carnage here at Scotstoun. A scrappy piece of play with 5 minutes to go.
Release the ball at 16.
Henko Fenter tries to bring
tackle
a bit of calm to proceedings. Oh, Dweba knocks it on, and that one moment was probably symptomatic of a bonkers couple of minutes worth of play.
We're just looking for a bit of a circus theme tune going on there with all those mistakes coming in. It's so frustrating by the Cheetahs, and it seems that Glasgow is just being roped into all those mistakes. A lot of unforced errors, a lot of turnovers.
And there's one of the men that I was talking about earlier on, JP Dupree, the '1 line-out takes in the league, but the tallest player ever to play Super Rugby, 2 metres 9 centimetres, over 6'10". Al, you've been trumped.
That's good 7 centimetres taller than me. That's the type of guy you stand next to, and you must feel like you do every day, Rory.
That's harsh, that's harsh.
I'm an average size man, Al. You're abnormal. Anyway, Wout Steenkamp's night is done. JP Dupree
Set. Steady.
is on, but it's Glasgow's scrum. Nick Frisbee looks up, goes himself, dummies and goes, and continues to go, gets beyond Sean Fenter. Fazaro with the carry. Here's Frisbee again. Scott Cummings, he's still got life in the legs. Cummings is over, and Cummings scores. He played his 50th game for Glasgow Warriors against the Blues last month. He's over for a try tonight, and Scott Cummings gets Glasgow's 5th.
And just the word, I didn't mention it, but he went up in the line out in the 5 metre line, probably what, 3-4 minutes ago. Took the risk to get up when Cheetahs had an attacking 5 metre line out, and he gets the reward by getting the try 80 metres further up the park. So well finished by Scott Cummings.
Just goes to show a little bit of accuracy in that Glasgow attack, clearing men out in and around the ruck.
3 minutes, Brian, is that correct? It's good.
Hastings adds the 2. Gents, we've got 2.5 minutes of this game to go. Who's your man of the match?
Well, for me, it's Guinness man of the match goes to Matt Ferguson. Ball carrying, work at the breakdown. He's been working hard throughout the game. He's a guy that can play across the back row, and again putting a great shift in the Glasgow shirt tonight.
Oh, the Cheetahs look to finish with a score themselves. Reinach Fenter gets close, and William Small Smith is over for his 2nd of the night. The Cheetahs 3rd. Inaccuracies from Glasgow, and the Cheetahs punish them.
Yeah.
William Small Smith looks to have taken a bit of a clatter there. The desperate defence. Louis Fouchier looks to add the 2 and narrow that gap. It's struck nicely, but the breeze just taking it right to the posts. 1.5 minutes to play in this, and the Cheetahs are 1 score away from a bonus point. Great leg drive by Reinach Fenter, and look at this ball by Sean Fenter.
Lovely flat face ball to William Small Smith, running onto it, scoring 2nd try of the night.
So there's a minute to go. Rory Jackson is in no hurry to kick off what is likely to be the final play of this half. It's been an entertaining evening of rugby. 8 tries.
Wonderful.
Jackson overcooking that one. That one's straight out.
I've enjoyed watching Nico Matuala trying to time his runs and his kickoffs. He's had a few, about 4 metres wrong where he's had to pull out. He seemed to get that one just about spot on, but unfortunately Rory Jackson sticks out in the field.
There's the man in shot, the Guinness man of the match, Matt Ferguson.
Just back, here's our centre line.
He's not done the flash stuff tonight, but he's worked incredibly hard.
He has. Callum Gibbons has got to be mentioned as well. I mean, we've not spoken about Rob Harley very much at all in commentary, but again, he just goes around his business very quietly. What Matt adds in for me is that ball carrying. At any time where Glasgow have needed it, he stepped up, he's taken the ball forward.
Thank you.
The clock ticks into the red. Glasgow looking to put the power on, but for Dave Rennie, it's another 5 points for his side this evening here at Scotstoun. And Al, how big is the game at Allianz Park next Saturday?
It's a huge game, but the momentum that's been taken from the period during the Six Nations into a game like tonight as well, where Glasgow have been good without being great. They've probably defensively will have a little bit to work on. I'm sure Kenny Murray will be working hard during the week, because we know that Saracens will offer different threats next week. But it's a massive game. But I like where Glasgow are at the moment for it.
So Sean Fenter finds Fischer. McSwaney is gobbled up by Kyle Stain. McSwaney isn't going to add another try to his 13 this season. George Clancy blows the final whistle, and it's been a very entertaining evening here at Scotstoun Stadium. The home side extend their winning run at Fortress Scotstoun to 18 games in the last 9. Glasgow confirm themselves at the top of the table, 5 points this evening at Scotstoun, and the final score, Glasgow 35, Cheetahs 17.
Two crucial clashes for the Warriors. We're here against Ulster on Friday the 5th of April, and then we extend the capacity.
And gents, with regards to what we expected this evening, Tinas, the Cheetahs understood they were coming here to play against the top side. How are you surprised as the way things gone, or did that just go to script?
No, I think it went to script, Rory. Cheetahs came into this game with an outside chance of potentially making the playoffs. They came here with the opportunity to score some tries, I think, through a lot of inaccuracies and unforced errors through their own problems. They've not been able to score those tries, but highly entertaining. Again, more than 6 tries, so what we expected from tonight's fixture.
And now for Glasgow, job done, 5 points, on to the next game.
Absolutely, job done. Didn't look as if anybody came out with too many bumps or bruises, which will be important for next week. I agree with you, Tinas. It did go off the script when your Cheetahs coming to Scotstoun. You need to rip up the script, you need to do something different. They tried to do that in attack, and we expected that from them at times. Maybe we're a little bit predictable. I'll credit Glasgow's defence, as I said during the game. The tackles, the one-on-one tackles in the wide channels were great, and that is something that will be massively important, Rory, going into next week in that quarter-final match against Saracens.
They'll need to be better though, won't they? Going to the home of former European champions and English champions.
They will need to be better, but they'll know that. The Saracens and Glasgow know each other pretty well over the last couple of years. There's some good personal rivalries that will go into that game as well. But for Glasgow, it's about going down there and doing what I've said Cheetahs haven't done tonight. They need to fire some shots, make it difficult to play against, speed the game up, make it uncomfortable for Saracens, rip the script up, because Saracens undoubtedly are the favourites when you go down there. But it's a good Glasgow team for doing that. It's a Glasgow team that can go down and threaten from all over the park.
Well, Saracens, I'm sure, will be wary of what's coming to them. I'm not sure what happened last time a Scottish side went down to play an English side in that neck of the woods. My goodness, what would happen? I don't think anyone will expect the same to happen, but tonight the job has been done for the Glasgow Warriors. They leave this evening with the 5 points that they came here looking for, and it's now a great opportunity for us to get down to pitch side with our Guinness man of the match, Matt Fagerson, who's with Doogie.
Matt, a win tonight here at Scotstoun, but a win with a bonus point as well. Give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I thought we had a really good week building up. You know, a few of the international boys coming back as well, and we knew Cheetahs were going to be a really strong outfit. They're a very physical team, which we saw out there. So yeah, the boys put a massive shift to get the bonus point.
What particularly pleased you about the team performance before we talk about your own?
I think we matched the physicality. You know, we know they're big boys, South African teams always are. We knew they'd want to maul, and they caught us out a few times with their funny plays and stuff on the line out. But yeah, I think physically, especially in attack, we matched them really well when we got them to 22. So yeah, massive kudos to the boys.
The sort of team that concede tries, but they can score them as well. So you were getting those tries in, and then they were coming back into the match. Was that worrying for you at the time?
Yeah, I think little lapses in concentration. You know, all it takes is one missed tackle, and you know they make a line break, or too many folds around the corner. So yeah, we'll have a look at the video, and we'll have to tidy bits up for Saracens next week. But yeah, I don't think we're too worried about that. You know, we can score tries like that off quick ball. So we're happy. Yeah.
You must be pretty happy the way your season's going as well. It's going from strength to strength.
Yeah, it's been a tough time with my shoulder, and then coming back. You know, it's been difficult getting back into the team, and but yeah, no, happy with the way it's going. I'm feeling good, so yeah.
So congratulations, you are the Guinness man of the match. You'll get your medal now from John Cant on behalf of Guinness. That's Matt Ferguson, the man of the match.